Please welcome to the stage the national media spokesman, Simon Darby. Follow that, Simon. Thanks a lot. It's one of the advantages of coming onto the stage late, and we've probably got about 15 minutes left each, 10 perhaps, is that you can cherry pick what other people have said. What Ian Kitchen said when he first came on about Yorkshire people. He's damn right. And that's why I'm not bothered at all about the assorted scum that were outside there, telling Yorkshire folk how they should vote. How they should. Can you imagine that? What anybody driving down the road's going to think when some stupid student needing a fix for drugs or something like that's probably where they've all gone, is telling people how to vote, how you should vote. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the other thing that was said as well, which was really, really important, was what Adam Walker said about the way the media has poisoned our people against us. It's wicked what they've done. Absolutely wicked. Now, many of you will have seen, hands up, who saw me on the Daily Politics. Yes. Few, but not all. He got a bloody nerve, that Andrew Neil, trying to make me feel guilty for what I am. He got a nerve. Straight off, he says, "Oh, what about Nick Griffin?" Nick Griffin says, "The only way you're going to win in Barnsley is if there's an Islamic dirty bomb goes off." Thanks, Nick, I thought. Yeah. But I turned it round on the guy. This is the thing, people say, oh, you've got to have a talent to deal with the media. You haven't got to have any talent at all. All you've got to do is tell the truth. And it's blaringly obvious what the BBC were trying to do. Put me in a corner. I couldn't see those people in the studio. I couldn't see that vile Hodge woman sat there. It's funny that, isn't it? How the Labour, the Conservatives, the Greens, UKIP, they all get a comfy spot on the sofa. It's all very nice. Would you like a cup of coffee? With me? Oh no. I'm in an isolation studio with a big green light on me. I can't see what's going on. First question about a dirty bomb. So I thought, I know which way this is going to go. This is going to go, like, they're going to try and bully me into a corner and make me feel defensive. In the end, I'm going to come out like some kind of jelly, kind of wobble out of the thing. I thought, well, no, I'm not having that. So straight away, I said, right, Mr. Neil, instead of talking about an Islamic dirty bomb, why don't you talk about the scandal of Islamic grooming and how English kids, white kids, are being used as prostitutes and sexual playthings for Muslim men. Oh, I don't want to talk about that, he said. No. I said, well, why didn't you come to Nick Griffin, the man that the BBC and West Yorkshire Police had conspired to jail for 7 years in 2006, twice? Why didn't you come to him instead of giving Jack Straw the right to say, Jack Straw, whose brother's only just come off the sex offenders register? You know, I ask you, Jack Straw, one of the guys who tried to put Nick in jail in the first place. And that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm trying to put across. He asked us about the vote in Oldham, where our vote went down 1%. Well, hang about, I said. What about if you'd have reported that our candidate, Derek Adams, was dragged from the hustings meeting by the police? That's a story. How about if that had been on national news? Candidate dragged from the hustings meeting. And then we'd have had a comment, for instance, will this boost the BNP vote, this kind of behaviour in a democratic society? Now, people would have thought, well, actually, I don't like that. I don't like the idea of candidates being dragged from a meeting before it's even started. Then, for instance, if that had gone ahead, if we'd have had a fair media, if that had gone ahead, what about when that grooming scandal had broken and they'd given Nick the say on it, the guy who actually put his neck on the chopping block and actually said the way these things were going and what was happening, and if they'd have taken any notice of him, we probably would have had hundreds of families have their lives destroyed, but oh no, they swept that under the carpet. They spent police money persecuting him and us, and the BBC spent their money persecuting him and us, instead of revealing this. In the real world, in a fair world, if those two stories had broken, as they should have done, because that's the way the timing went, if Derek Adams is hauling out from a hustings meeting that had been shown on television, and Nick Griffin would have been allowed to have said that in 2006 he warned about this Islamic grooming scandal and was nearly put in prison for the privilege, our vote in Oldham would have gone through the roof, right? It would have gone through the roof. But of course we live in a very, very warped and distorted world when it comes to the media. It's my job to have to deal with these people, And believe me, they don't like us very much at all. And we don't like them. I'll be honest with you. I have come to despise a great deal of Britain's media. I really have. They're up to every trick in the book. Every trick in the book. And as we saw on our website, photographs of Mark Kennedy, the police informant, actually at our meeting in Derbyshire, where we were trying to apply for a licence for the red, white and blue. So there we have police officers actually part of, I bet there's police officers out there with that. That's the state paying to disrupt a legal, legitimate political party. All of these things that we have to put up with. I can't go on for too much longer. I'll tell you one thing though. When Nick was on Question Time, they shafted this party. They never gave us a fair crack of the whip. They changed the format of that programme, first time in 30 years, to do us down. As it was, it backfired. But you mark my words, I'll have Nick Griffin or Andrew Bronze back on Question Time within 6 months. Yeah.